All right, guys, this next video is all about which lead gen strategy should you be pursuing first? Okay, well, that's simple. The cheapest one. That's the one you should be pursuing first. Now, there's something out there called cost per lead, which I'll just explain real quick. Now, let's say you spend $1,000, you get 10 leads. That's $100 cost per lead. Okay, let's say you spend $1,000 and you get 20 leads. Okay, that's a $50 cost per lead. Okay, what I recommend you do in your early journey is you pursue the lowest cost per lead first. Okay, a lot of people want to start with direct mail. Okay, direct mail is easily one of the highest cost per leads, especially in the beginning. If you're new at this and you have a finite amount of resources to invest, I do not recommend direct mail. That's not the way to go. I've spoken to several clients. One spent $7,000 on direct mail, didn't get a lead or a contract. Another one spent $20,000 on direct mail, no contracts. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's a lot of variables. And you're right. You're right. It's not always direct mail's fault. But if we start at this really high expensive cost, then we're really not going to have a good feel for what's going on out there. And this is about us gaining experience. You know, let's just say the guy spent $7,000, got 7 leads. That's $1,000 per lead. If he's brand new, should he be working leads that are $1,000 per lead? I don't think that person's experienced enough. And that's not an insult to them. That is a gradual process that we should undergo. I recommend trying to get your leads to $30 to $100 in the beginning. Work those leads. Yeah, they might not be the hottest. They might not be, the greatest leads. However, this is about your experience. And if you don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank, you don't have the money to be spending $1,000 per lead just to gain that experience, which is exactly why I created leadminingpros.com. Our list pulling and skip tracing is absolutely extremely low lead costs, especially for land. I recommend absolutely every new person, and mostly honestly seasoned people, start there with us. And that's because why not get that experience on the $30 to $70 leads, and instead of paying direct mail thousands and then paying anywhere from $350 to $1,000 per lead. I'm sure this is all starting to make sense. This is about you gaining experience at the lowest cost per lead. And why is experience so important? Well, the reality is with leads is that is the real education. I know we want to think education is the group coaching calls, it's the one-on-ones and things like that, and that's fine. But if you don't have a lead, all that stuff is just theory. And you need to put that theory into motion. And that's why you need low cost per leads, especially in the beginning. If you have a successful, thriving business and you only want to do direct mail, hell, you've earned it. Only do direct mail. Much props. But if you're learning and growing, I do not recommend pursuing those levels of leads. All right, now before we go, I'm going to cover some lead strategies. Okay. Now let's talk about just some general lead gen costs. Okay, number one is DIY. All right, so DIY, you have your own dialer, you have your own employee, you get your own list, you get your own skip tracing, you have your own scripts, right? You have your own strategies, you have your own software, all that being paid for. That's going to run you anywhere from $300 to $1,500 a month, right? And that's kind of at a minimum. All right, now this is you paying for everything, you floating all the overhead, and you creating all of the processes. A lot of management, a lot of leadership. There's a lot going on there when you bring on a DIY strategy into your business. Most of my clients come to us because they say, Nick, I don't want to own a cold calling company. I just want to own a real estate company. And that's an important distinction. Because in order to bring lead gen in-house, you actually must respect that lead gen strategy like it's its own business, right? If you start cold calling, you do have a mini lead mining inside of your business, and you better respect it as such if you want to have amazing, stellar quality. But if you don't have the bandwidth to start 2 or 3 businesses at the same time, well, I'm going to start doing lead gen. I'm going to start doing Facebook ads. I'm going to start doing real estate. That's 3 different businesses. And you need to respect that journey. So DIY, although it's only $300 to $1,500 in startup costs, it is owning a whole nother business that you need to be proficient in, you need to be a good leader in, and you need to be able to master. So that's why I don't necessarily recommend DIY for new people either, because this is just going to snare your ability to learn and grow. It's too much to learn too early on for you to start a lead gen company and a wholesaling business or a land investing business at the same exact time. Okay, the next one is our done for you services at Lead Mining. You might know this already, but our packages start at $550 and go up to $7,000. And everything is included. Everything is completely turnkey. We include the dialer, the software, the employee, the scripts. We manage them for you. We go over your KPIs with you. I even consult all of you myself on how to get the best results. So all of this happens. All of this happens, all for anywhere from $550 to $7,000. Now, you might know one of the best things about lead mining is we're no contracts, no commitments, no setup fees, which means that you're not locked in. Even if you did do a DIY and you're doing it yourself and you sign up for a dialer and that dialer has an annual commitment, like some of them do, you just committed to 12 months at 120 to 180 bucks a month. With lead mining, you don't do that. We're only pay as you go. So you're in complete control of your budget. You can turn it up, you can turn it down, you can slow it down, you can turn it off, you can pause it, you can restart it. These are some of the perks lead mining has, and at no additional cost. If you come and hire us, and say you give us $5,000, you come and you hire us, and then you turn it off for 2 months, you don't have to pay monthly fees while we're paused. Think about the benefit of that. If you hire some of our competitors, the DIY services, you might find if they're like 500 bucks a month, if you take 2 months off, they're still dinging your card. 500 bucks a month. These are the important things to think about when we're starting our lead gen journey. Okay, so I really recommend the done for you with lead mining because of the extremely low cost per lead and complete done for you systems. We offer everything: the VA, the software, the training, the scripts, the guidance. We got it all. There's no reason to start outside of that. All right, now let's go to the next one, direct mail. So direct mail, as we know, can be anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000. Now, I'm a huge fan of direct mail. I'm not here to naysay direct mail. Direct mail by far will bring you the hottest leads, hands down. Now, the downside is, what is the cost of that lead? Okay, number one, a lot of direct mail money is going out. Okay, that's number one. Number two is you're not really in control of when or how they call. So it's not going to be that predictable. And direct mail can feel a lot like a waiting game. I'm just waiting by the phone. I'm just hoping it rings. The other thing that stinks about direct mail is the time it takes to execute. So even those who are big into direct mail will often hire lead mining the day they hire the direct mail company. Direct mail can take 3 to 4 weeks to hit mailboxes. We can get started within 48 hours. So the other downside is the time to start, speed to start. Okay, direct mail can take 3 to 4 weeks before that mail hits mailboxes. What's happening in that interim? You're just waiting around for your life to change. So that's the other reason why I love the calling and the texting that we offer, is because it's immediate, it's fast, and there is no waiting by the phone. The phone waits by you, you get a lead, and you call them right away. But direct mail is great. I'd wager that at $1,000 to $10,000. Hot leads. And what's good about direct mail is they're either, yes, I want to sell, or no, take me off your effing list, right? So direct mail is very black and white, and that could be beneficial to you. It could also be annoying to spend $3,000 and just get a bunch of FUs too. It does happen as well. But these are just the strategies I'm going down now. The next and final one is PPC. Now, pay-per-click, that's what that stands for, or Google Ads, which is when someone types into Google, I want to sell my piece of land, bam, enter. And then your paid advertisement shows up. Now, PPC is very expensive, and it's because that's what a lot of other people choose. And the way Google works is the more people that are in the pay-per-click model in your industry, the higher the price goes. So if there's a bunch of people up there, the cost is going to get very high. For every click you get. Pay per click is what it stands for. So every time they click and go to your site, you pay for it. And that can be a pretty penny. Now, out of all of these strategies, naturally, I recommend lead mining to start. Okay, not to finish, but to start. And that's because we're almost guaranteed to provide you the lowest cost per lead at the lowest effort required by you. And that's what's important in the beginning, because you're learning all kinds of new stuff. You're learning how to talk to sellers after you get the lead. You're learning how to write contracts. You're learning how to negotiate. You're learning an entirely new business right now. And there's no reason for you to get super granular on the details of some lead gen, which is why I recommend our done for you system. Well, all right, guys, I'm going to get to the next video. Let's keep it going.